I wanted to introduce art director Dion Rogers and a few new faces to the show. We have narrative designer Miranda Moyer and cinematic director Ben Dye. Thank you guys so much for joining. Welcome.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Happy to be here.
I'm really excited to share this. It takes an army to create a game.
I mean, the effort is clearly paying off. That short was just so much fun to watch. Now, it's been such an exciting week for everyone watching, but I'm sure for you three as well. Players have learned that the next beta is coming on June 28th. Can you tell me a little bit more about what we can expect to see in this beta?
The biggest thing is open to console players this time. We're gonna add a new map, Rio. Junker Queen will be playable finally. So this should be pretty fun.
I mean, I personally can't wait to get my hands on Junker Queen, and you're representing her right there with the cool shirt as well. What a great segue. So let's talk more about the newest Overwatch hero.
I think it's super exciting. I know everybody has been really anticipating this character for a long time. She's been super prominent in our lore ever since the Junkertown map came out, and I think people have really been looking forward to finally getting to experience everything that she has to offer.
What makes Junker Queen so unique, and why do you think the Overwatch players will love her?
So Junker Queen is interesting. Usually when we start a character, we do a bunch of drawings and we have a little story. But she was kind of born out of the Junkertown map. We started to create this map that was associated with Roadhog and Junkrat. This narrative started to appear where they've been kicked out of the city. And so we're like, who kicked them out? And we're like, well, maybe there's some sort of leader. So we had the kind of Junkertown decree that you can see in the level. And then over time, it kind of developed that it was a queen.
During the short, we're actually developing her personality. She's full of attitude. You know, that's what we love about her is she's really, really strong. So she's very recognizable. And obviously the lore behind her is very interesting. So some of that potentially can bounce off what the game design will be.
It's great to hear that it's just such a collaboration with the Overwatch team.
Yeah, this is the fun part about working together.
The Overwatch universe, it's filled with memorable heroes. And as you said yourself, Ben, it does take a village of dedicated developers to really bring each one of those to life, but in a meaningful way. So let's take a deeper look at the making of Junker Queen.
When we started on Junker Queen, first we have to decide what kind of role she's going to take. So she's a tank. She's a really aggressive tank. You know, we didn't want her to be kind of a Reinhardt style, stay back and guard her team. She's got this very ferocious nature, and we wanted for that to be represented in her gameplay as well.
Personally, what I'm most excited about Junker Queen is just her big axe, you know, just to be able to swing that thing around is awesome.
It's always great to have some sort of anchor point to make sure we really incorporate this axe into her abilities. Her secondary we call Jagged Blade. If you do your quick melee attack, she will kind of swing with the blade instead of a normal punch. It does a little bit of extra damage and creates a wound on the enemy. So she can throw the blade as her secondary fire, and it's really a great sort of skill shot to be able to land on an enemy, especially like a moving enemy if you can land it. And after you throw it, she'll recall it, and the force of recalling it, if it's stuck into somebody, will actually pull them forward. So she can actually kind of pull people to herself if you can manage to stick that blade into somebody. For Junker Queen's ultimate, we have an ability called Rampage. She creates this kind of whirlwind of magnetized metal, including her weapons, and it whirls around her, and then she dashes forward, and you try to go through as many enemies as possible and tag them all up. That also wounds everybody, which is really important because it's very easy to hit with this large area effect, so it heals you for a lot, but also it creates a debuff on the enemies that reduces the healing that they receive to 0.
Our sound designer has done an incredible job with her. She's full of snarky fun to the way she plays. So all throughout her kit, there's little guitar sounds actually hidden. So if you listen to her axe, she pulls it out and there's a big screech on the guitar strings and she pulls it forward. We have a wonderful actor named Leah who we found after a huge global search trying to find the right voice for her.
Here I am.
It's really amazing when the right actor matches the character and the personality. You feel this sort of magic that comes out of it.
I think players are gonna love her. She's scary, she's awesome.
She's a departure from any other hero that we have here.
You know, this is just a straightforward badass character.
She's just been so much fun to work on, and I'm just so glad to get her in people's hands finally.
The Queen of Junkertown has arrived. So how does the Junker Queen fit into the overall world of Overwatch?
I think Junker Queen's pretty interesting because there have been previous rulers of Junkertown. Junker Queen was not always the queen. And the old rulers of Junkertown have always been kind of content to just, lord over the city. But Junker Queen, she has a very big axe and big ideas to go along with it.
What did you aim to achieve when developing Junker Queen?
We want to tell deeper stories for our heroes, have heroes that are connected to the world of the game. big thing for Overwatch 2 is to move the lore of Overwatch along. So these type of heroes help that.
What are her abilities, and how do those abilities actually make her successful in the role she's in?
What's pretty awesome about this hero, she was developed when 5v5 from the start. She was never a part of the 6v6 world of Overwatch. Knowing she's the only tank on the team, what abilities that will help bolster the team. She has this commanding shout. It boosts the speed and armor of the heroes around her. So especially you need to push through a choke. She does the shout, all the players hear it, they move forward. She has a bunch of weapons, you know. I think she named one of her weapons, right?
Yeah, her knife that she throws and pulls back is named Gracie.
Yes, right. A lot of her abilities kind of drain on the heroes and gives her health back.
Her ultimate, basically, it shoots you forward and you do this whirlwind with her axe that it does like a big anti-nade on everybody around you. So she's very aggressive and people are gonna have a ton of fun playing it.